Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TweaK, and welcome to another money-making video. So, this video is not going to be for people that do not, you don't like, running after scab bosses over and over again. This is definitely for people who like to get up in the action. It can provide you with a lot of money and a lot of gear very fast, depending on how the spawns go for Killa. But if you are one of those people that prefer to kind of, take your time and go through the raid, loot some rooms on Shoreline, or, go through, loot Killa or whatever, or like do marked room runs on customs, this run may not be for you. This is definitely for people that are feeling a little bit more confident about their shooting ability in Tarkov. But the reason why I'm making this video is because on stream recently, like, people have been asking me, how do I kill Killa? How do I kill Killa super easily? How do I do it? I can't. I bring the best gear and he one taps me. So this is for those people. You always get one tap by Killa. You have a hard time killing him. I'm going to show you the easiest, the cheapest, the most effective way of killing this guy. It is super simple. So simple that people don't believe me when I tell them. They literally don't believe me when I tell them. All you need is a Keter, which is available from level 1 Propor. You want to get some 30-round Keter mags that you can find readily available on the flea market. If you don't have level 3 Propor, then you just want to buy some PSO GZ8 rounds, right? You can bring some meds if you want to, or you can keep them in your secure container. And we're going to go hunt Killa. Now, I know a lot of you guys are sitting here going, you can't kill Killa with no armor and a Keter. What's wrong with you? This guy's lost his marbles. Trust me. You can do it. It's very simple. I did the very same thing, except I did it with an MP9 with rip rounds and Luger CCIs. I used Luger CCIs for about 60 kills, rip rounds for another couple of kills, and then I used some other metagears for some of the other kills. But I'm going to show you guys. It's very simple, very straightforward. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to load into interchange, and I will show you guys what happens once we find and get to Killa. So just to show you guys there's no shenanigans going on here, I'm going to enable PvE. Enable bosses. So I hope this means Killa shows up in every raid I go into. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we're loading into interchange now. So, farming Killa. The reason why I have decided that this is a really great money-making method that people have honestly been sleeping on a little bit. There's a couple of reasons. So, Killa. For those of you watching this that don't know or maybe new to the game, because there's been a lot of new players that have come into Tarkov recently, Killa is the scab boss of interchange. Now, the unique thing about Killa is that he has a class 5 armor, which I consider to be the best armor in the game. I run it all the time. I love it. Reasonably priced, repairs really well. It's class 5. It'll stop a lot of really nasty rounds. It's got 60 overall HP. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I run it all the time. So the armor he wears is awesome, okay? His helmet, not so much. It's kind of fun to run every now and again, but if you don't like, if you enjoy being able to see your surroundings, you probably won't like the helmet. But the helmet is actually worth a decent bit of money to sell the skier. It's over 100k anyway, 110, 120k, I think. Now we get to where the real money comes in, okay? This is more of a practical money-making method, and by practical, I mean that while you're doing this, you're not only farming weapons, you're also farming his armor. You can use this helmet if you want, but you can sell it and buy another helmet of your choice. You can buy a ULAC, a Fast MT with a visor, whatever you want. It equates to most of the other helmets in the game, price to price. But what we're mostly looking for from Killa is his RPK with a 95 rounder, with some extra 60 rounders that are all full of Eagle Neck. Now, Eagle Neck, that ammo is really, really good. But it is also worth over 800 rubles a round at the moment. Depending on the time of day, you can get it for more expensive. You can get it cheaper. But the ammo, the 60 rounders, the 95 rounders, if you sell all that stuff on the flea market, it is worth a lot of money. Hold up. So here's Killa now. All you want to do is just shoot him in the leg like that, and he's dead. Then all you do, transfer your mags. So what you can do is, once you search him, drop these 2 slots because they're only smoke grenades. You're going to put that in there, drop the rig you came in with, search his pockets, check for a red key card, grab his grenades and all that other kind of stuff. Gonna take his nades. Take the key card. Some random keys that he has on him every now and again. And now you're fully geared. And not only are you fully geared, you've got a pretty spicy RPK. Filled with a shit ton of Eagle Neck ammo. Now, this is a little bit cheesy. I'm not gonna lie. Being able to stun lock Killa like this generally doesn't happen very often. And the reason why a lot of people struggle with this is because when you shoot Killa in the chest, you can bring M995, you can bring M61, you can put it in an SA58, you can put it in a full meta M4, you can put it in whatever gun you want. But the main issue is that if you don't stun lock Killa, his AI is just so unbelievably aggressive and he will kill you instantly if you give him half a second of a chance. Even just there, I was being pretty careful and he almost sprayed me down through that metal thing. If the bullets could go through that, I would have died. Excuse me. I'm recording this quite late. It's 7:30 in the morning right now. But what happens is when you shoot him in the leg with a high rate of fire weapon, which has a relatively high-ish flesh damage, like these PSO GZHs I'm using in here, which are also incredibly cheap. He essentially can't do anything to fight back with you. Now, I've done the 100 kills. Not only did I make an absurd amount of rubles, I made a stupid amount of money doing that. But I also filled up 2 thick items cases with Killa armors. I also filled up a regular items case with Killa armors. And I also got probably another... honestly, somewhere between 8 and 20 other armors, between the ones that I lost, the ones that I just had floating around in my stash. You do this method, you will be rolling in high-tier endgame armor, Maska helmets, Killa helmets, whatever you want to call them, tons of Eagle Neck rounds, tons of these commando rigs, and RPKs. With literally like 30, 40k of an investment per run, you survive one raid of this type, and you come out of here with about, oh god, it's hard to put a number on it. It's a lot of money. You're looking at 180 rounds of Eagle Neck plus 95, give or take, if he shoots at you or not. A lab's keycard more often than not, grenades, and he can have the red keycard on him too. So like you could make upwards of like what, 500k? 500k. The armor sells for 200k. The helmet's about 100k, 300k. The ammo, mags, everything else. Yeah, about 500k. If you get a lab's keycard, you get lucky. You can make a lot of money farming Killa. Now, you can get unlucky. He might have that terrible AKMS or whatever it is. It's not really that good. It's modded terribly. Not worth a lot of money. I usually leave the gun on him most of the time. Just grab everything else and boogie. Or he might have a PP19, which it's fully modded. Once you disassemble it, sell all the parts, it's worth a decent bit of money. But also, the ammo in it. You need to watch out for the ammo. If it has Luger CCIs in it, you can sell that for an extra bit of cash on the flea market. I'm not entirely sure if he can have rip rounds in there. I'm assuming he can, but I could be wrong about that. But if you get rip rounds, even better. They're worth even more money. But literally anybody can do this method. I'm sorry, I can't clear my throat right now. Jesus. I'm dying over here. But seriously, anybody can do this method. This method is super easy. It's super fast. It's great for farming the 100 kills if that's what tasks you're on right now. You could quite literally do this from level 1. And it's not hard. It's very easy to kill him. The one thing I will say, right, is if you see Killa and you are directly in front of him and he's directly in front of you and he can see you, but you're not quite a far distance away from him, or sorry, if you're far enough distance away from him where you don't think you can land almost every shot into one of his legs, what you should do is run around a corner. As soon as he comes around that corner, like as he's sliding, what you want to do is just lay into his legs. He won't fire back at you, but what you're doing is you're breaking the line of sight and you're making him come to you, and it just makes the whole process so much easier. Depending on how often Killa spawns, you can make bank doing this. Now, can you spend an hour doing raids and not run into him? Of course you can. It happened to me. I did like, at one point, I think I did 15 interchange raids and I didn't have a single Killa in my raids. But can you also run into him a lot in an hour? Of course you can. It's totally random. The spawn chances when the event was on, or whether it's still on or not, I'm not even sure, was about, I want to say it was over 50%. But before that, I think it was 35, and then Nikita turned it up. So yeah, you can get unlucky. You can get lucky as well. You can try this in an offline raid if you don't believe me. If you think any of this is set up or whatever, just grab a Keter, straight in. Even better if you can get a Clin. It has a higher fire rate. It'll be easier to take him down then as well. Honestly, you don't even need this third mag. Just bring 2. You've got 3 mags altogether you can do with scavs. Run into another player. You can try and kill them with that as well. But just to prove to you guys that this method is very simple, very straightforward, and that first kill wasn't a fluke, I'm going to go in and kill him one more time, and I'll show you guys the very same scenario. So I will see you guys once I get to Killa again. There's also one more thing I want to show you guys in this run. It's Killa's spawns and his patrols where he can be. I'm going to explain some of that because I kind of forgot to tell you guys in that last run. I kind of went over more of like the economics of like farming him and like the method of farming him. So now I'm going to break down for you guys where he can spawn and his potential like patrol patterns, his behaviors, all that kind of stuff. We're going to get like a little bit deeper on this, a little bit deeper, and explain it, a few things in a little bit, a little bit more depth to you guys. For those of you that aren't very familiar with killing the scab boss. In my opinion, with this method, Killa is probably the easiest scab boss to kill. I would honestly rank Killa as probably the easiest scab boss to kill at this point. I have killed Killa literally like hundreds of times at this point. I've killed him so many times. And it was only like this one random dude in my chat while I was doing the 100 Killa kills. He was like, "Why are you trying to shoot him in the head? Why are you trying to shoot him in the chest?" And I was like, "Jimmy, what are you talking about? Where else would I shoot him?" And then this guy said to me, "Bring in an MP9, put Lugers in it, and shoot him in the legs." And I thought, that's bollocks. That's not going to work. I'm just going to die over and over again. The very next raid I went in and I found him, I shot him in the legs and he died almost instantly. It's it's incredible. It was a godsend, honestly, because it made the whole farming him 100 times thing so much easier. So much easier. IMO, Sturman is probably the hardest scab boss in the game. Glockar, Glucose, whatever you want to call him. He's not far behind in those rankings. Rashala is definitely after them. But yeah, with this method, Killa is probably the easiest scab boss to farm because it's quite predictable where he can be. I heard movement on my right. Could have spawned over here. So in very rare instances, Killa can be spawned over here, just to the right of the entrance. That's him. So he's running towards me right now. We're just going to hold the angle. Be patient. There you go. You need to be patient with this, okay? You need to be really patient with this. You don't want to go out and push him or hold the angle on him. You want to just chill back and just wait, okay? The more patient you are with this scab boss, the more you will survive. I forgot there's other scabs in this raid. So there's another lab keycard. Another bunch of grenades. Again, all we're going to do is we're going to drop the last 2 slots. You're going to grab the grenades, grab the morphines, whatever. And there you go. You got another RPK with another 95 rounder and a bunch of 60 rounders, all filled with Eagle Nick. So I'm now going to explain to you guys what the deal is with his spawn. So he can spawn over here. I've seen it a couple of times. If you guys have played Interchange a lot, you might be coming up on this entrance, hear him shooting, and see a bunch of dead players on the stairs. That's because these players are sitting here trying to fight him through the glass. Do not do this, okay? If he spawns over there, what you want to do is aggro him, run straight down here, and you either want to sit in this corner until he comes down the stairs, shoot him in the legs there, shoot him in the legs there, or hold this angle. Or what you can do, this is much easier, is you come over to this side, you sit in this corner, if you can make it in time. He'll come down those stairs, line up with you right here, and you just want to shoot him in the legs, okay? So now we're going on to his next couple of spawns. He can spawn in here, which is Viking. On rare occasions, I have seen him spawn here. It's a very, very rare spawn that he'll be here. Very, very rare. I've also seen him spawn back here. Again, quite rare. Another spawn is right across here in National. He spawns here. Just going to jump onto this box to show you guys. He spawns in that back right corner there, which is also quite rare. But I have also seen him be in here too, in that dark corner. So always watch for that when you're coming by. Next spawn here at Brutal. I've seen him spawn right in there behind these little newsstand things. I've seen him spawn about there. I've seen him spawn like over here between these boxes. He can kind of be anywhere in this room. Next thing, Mantis. He can spawn right here. He can spawn right here. He can spawn here. And he can also spawn over here next to these blue curtains. And apparently he can also spawn here. I've never seen it happen, but people have told me he can spawn in here too. So always check the spot when you're coming by. You might as well. If you do happen to aggro him in Mantis, or you happen to figure out that he's in here, what I always like to do is I'll come here, sit right here. He'll come around the corner, rinse his legs, easy clap. So the next place that he can spawn, we're just going to come down here, go past Brutal, right down past Kiba. He can spawn right here in this hallway, like about in this spot. I've seen him here. And another cheeky little spot that is also quite rare to see him in is right here. This spot right here is disgusting. Because if you come from the wrong angle and you run across this way and you don't see him coming from like general store side, he will just annihilate you while you're walking past. Always check this spot. Another very common place that he spawns is in here, sitting right here at this box. If he spawns here and you're moving by, what you want to do is, if you're coming from this direction, is peek in, fire a shot or two or whatever, come back here, sit right here, so you're not exposing any of your body to him. You want to sit far enough back to where you're not exposing your body at all. He should path out that door, come directly left, power slide into your right here, and you can take his legs out. But what you want to do, just a little tip here, if he does decide to path around this way, is just sit with your crosshair like this, listen to where he's moving. If you think he's coming from the right, aim here. If you hear him moving across the hallway, which you don't have much time to react to, hose his legs down here. If you want to be like even safer, what you can do is you can run straight in here, sit behind this box, lean out, and then shoot him when he comes around this corner, okay? So those are the two methods you want to do to deal with him in those spots. Incredibly rare spawn. He can be right there, or he can be an avocado. I've only seen him spawn an avocado once, and in this spot here once as well. When you come into the generic store, you want to come around here to the back of the tank. He can spawn right here. He can be sitting right here, okay? One more spawn to be wary of, which is, again, very rare. I only saw it once in my 100 times of killing him. Even more than 100 times, 300 times probably at this point. When you come through those tents, he can just be here, just chilling. He can also just be like just inside here a little bit too, I've been told. So there's a lot of spawns you need to watch out for with Killa. But if you follow this route, you check every point that he can spawn in systematically, it'll definitely increase your odds of being able to kill him. So if you're coming from this side, you check all the spawns, you go around that way, you just do the whole route but in reverse. If you come from the idea side, I recommend going down to the front of the mall, moving across, checking that spawn all the way down there on the left, then checking each store sequentially as you're moving up. So that is the easiest way to increase the Killa juice acquirement, okay? Now, one more thing I want to say. If you are completely broke in this game and you want to do this method, you can do it. Like, it's very easy to just get yourself 50k, give this an attempt, because that's about all it costs. You can get 50k on a scav run on factory in 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. 1 minute. Grab a few guns off a dead scav, leave. There you go. So it is incredibly cheap, not even high risk, super high reward. You're talking just huge profits from this. Now, what I will say, because I don't want to encourage people just running in with just a Keter and nothing else if you have millions in your stash. If you want to increase your odds of surviving these raids, because you also have scavs to deal with, you also have other players to deal with, you don't know where you're going to spawn, you don't know what kind of engagements you're going to get in, I would really recommend bringing in some kind of armor. Honestly, like an MFUN armor would go a long way to saving your life against other scavs, against other PMCs. It'll help you live longer. If you're very geared, and you have a lot of money, you can always just bring the Killa armor back in with you. Grab yourself an Attack 2 backpack or like a tri-zip or something like that. And if you do end up fighting any other players, you're going to have room to take all their gear with you as well. You can also, if you're feeling confident, you can check Kiba, you can loot General, you can loot everything. You can loot all the kind of crap you want after Killa's dead. Then go about your day, fight other players, do whatever, and then leave. Bringing armor with you into raids and backpacks allow you to maximize your profits, okay? I know you're saying, like, oh, what do you mean maximize my profits if I just spend money on armor? You don't make any money if you're dead, all right? This is why I don't understand why people still do hatchet runs in Tarkov. It makes no sense to me. You bring a P.A.K.A. and you bring a PM pistol and you will make 10 times the amount of money you get by doing hatchet runs. I still don't understand it. I don't care what your excuse is. There is no need to do a hatchet run in this game when a PM pistol, a couple of mags and a few bullets costs you under 10k. There is absolutely no excuse for it. There is no excuse for it. With this method right here, if you are a hatchet runner right now, I dare you, I challenge you to give this method a try. You're going to make a ton of money. And the one thing I will ask of you, that if you're only a hatchet runner right now and you do this method, it works for you and you make a ton of money, please start making an effort to bring gear into raids with you. Experience the game for what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I just don't understand why you do hatchet runs when methods like this exist. There's so many other methods where you can make tons of money with minimal input and still make a ton of cash. You are, in essence, just really ruining the game for yourself. And with this method right now, I'm hoping to convert a countless amount of hatchlings into Kedar-wielding samurais, okay? Kedar-wielding samurais. You're going to make so much money doing this. And the one thing I will ask of you guys, that if you were a hatchet runner before watching this video, you do this method, you make a ton of money, please make an effort to bring gear with you into raids and engage in PvP with people. It's what Tarkov's all about. It's so fun. It's such a good time once you just get over that initial gear fear. And you really start to experience this game for what it is. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I covered everything that I was supposed to say. I believe I have. It's pretty straightforward as a method. If you followed my advice, you follow his spawn paths, you should be able to make a ton of money. Now, one thing I will say to you is that sometimes you will just get one-tapped. It happens. This is not guaranteed to work every single time. Sometimes Killa will see you before you can react to him. You'll die. It's just the way it goes. He's just kind of like that. He's a bit of a dick. But I will guarantee you that at least like a majority of your raids, if you are careful and you are methodically checking every one of his spawns and you know where to expect him, it is easy kills every time. You want to do this run but be a little bit more effective. All you got to do is bring an MP9 with you, bring better armor, bring some meds, bring a backpack, and you'll be ready to farm other PMCs because you will have a fully, well, not a fully kitted out gun, but a pretty damn good kitted out RPK with Eagle Nick rounds that will fly through any visor in the game. So, my guys, without further ado, that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like. Consider hitting the old subscription button if you would like to see more in the future. Hit that little bell if you want to. Follow the Twitch stream. We just broke 40,000 followers today. So thank you guys very much for that. It's really awesome. And yeah, if you want to come check out the stream, the link will be in the description. If you have any comments, leave them down below. What other content would you like to see that I can make for you guys? And yeah, share the video around in your discords to your buddies, some new players. Send it around to them if they want to learn some new and actually exciting money-making methods that don't involve hatchet running shoreline and shoving things up your ass. So guys, I'll see you dudes on the next video. Thanks as always very much for watching. And I'll see you guys either on Twitch or on the next one. Peace out, my dudes.